Well, there was rumours of a comeback. He has claimed to have the votes to retake the Conservative leadership, or at least get into the vote of members, which probably elected him. And he is still popular amongst large sections of the country, and there is a campaign to bring him back. Of course, the time is probably too late for him now, and he may indeed want to go on and pursue other things. Of course, the time since Boris Johnson left hasn't been happy, but they weren't completely happy times when Boris Johnson was Prime Minister. But of course, we had Liz Truss come in. She was ruled as in office rather for 45 days and then had to resign. Now, of course, we're beginning to learn that a lot of her ideas were actually, in some degrees, correct, just a little bit too early and poorly implemented. And there we have, to some degree, an understanding that sometimes the populist may not be, or not the populist, but the inexperienced politician may not be the best placed person to run things, because there was a degree when Liz Truss was in charge of unprofessionalism, of amateurism, of not consulting with colleagues, not building consensus within her own party, and just not being properly prepared in terms of, actually, if we're going to make cuts in terms of taxes, we need to make cuts in terms of public expenditure and balance the books. Wasn't really properly prepared. So there was a degree of amateurism, and that's why, in some cases, leaders who are new and come to power may not indeed last, because they may not just have the technocratic skills that are needed, but of course the technocrats shouldn't be in charge. They should be advising and warning and making recommendations and ultimately implementing what democratic leaders have asked for. But too often, unfortunately, they seem to be taking the power, making the decisions themselves. They should be listened to, but not actually ruling, as indeed they possibly are at the moment.